Hi friends, I'm so excited. Today we are going to get to read The Nutcracker. It is a famous ballet that they perform every year around Christmas time. And it's going to be a fun story. So get your blankies and let's get snuggly and read the book. The Nutcracker. It was Christmas Eve at the Stallenbaum's house, and like children everywhere, Marie and Fritz were so excited that they could feel their toes tingling. Their parents were decorating their Christmas tree before the big holiday party. And Marie and Fritz were not allowed to go into the great room until it was done. They jostled each other to sneak a peek at the glittering tree through this keyhole. And at last the guests arrived and the doors were thrown open. Let the party begin, everyone cried as they joyfully filled the festive room. Oh, look at the big, beautiful tree. The children danced and played and everyone was merry until the lights flickered and the room grew dark. A mysterious man with a young boy entered from the shadows. The man was dressed all in black with a huge fluttering cape. The children scurried to hide behind their parents, just as he paused and flung back his cape over his shoulder. Do you see his cape? Woo! Oh, there was nothing to fear. It was just Drosselmeyer, Marie's beloved godfather. Marie flew into his arms for a big hug, and Silas met his young nephew. Drosselmeyer was a toy inventor, and a visit from him was always full of surprises. The curious children, their eyes full of wonder, gathered around 3 huge boxes he had brought with him. Suddenly, the boxes sprang open and out leaped one life-size doll. Then another, and then another. The dolls danced for the delighted crowd. Woo! Look at the dolls dancing. And as the celebration continued, Drosselmeyer beckoned to Marie. He had a special gift for her, a nutcracker. The nutcracker was dressed as a handsome soldier with a white beard. Drosselmeyer showed Marie how the nutcracker could open up his mouth and crack nuts for everyone. Crack, crack. Marie was enjoying cracking nuts and passing them out to the children when suddenly jealous Fritz swooped in and snatched the nutcracker from her. Ooh, that wasn't very nice. He swung it around the room and smashed it down on the floor with a loud bang. Marie burst into tears. Her beloved nutcracker was broken. But Herr Drosselmeyer knew just how to fix the nutcracker. He tied a scarf around the nutcracker's head like a bandage and handed him back to Marie, who cradled him in her arms. Then Drosselmeyer's nephew gave Marie a tiny bed that was perfect size for the nutcracker, and Marie nestled him into it to rest. Aww. So they are nursing him back to health. The party was coming to a close and everyone joined in for the last grand dance. When the music ended, the guests bundled up and made their way out of the frosty night air. Marie waved goodbye and to her dear godfather and her handsome nephew. It had been a long evening and it was time to go to bed. During the night, Marie awoke, remembering that the nutcracker was alone downstairs in his bed. She ran down to scoop him up. With the Nutcracker safely in her arms, she curled up on the sofa and drifted back to sleep in the soft glow of the Christmas tree. She had been asleep for a while when Drosselmeyer slipped back into the house to properly mend the Nutcracker. He gently slid him out from under Marie's arms, repaired him under the light of the moon, and disappeared into the darkness. When the strange things began to happen, at the stroke of midnight, Marie was pulled from her bed by the clock chimes. She rubbed her eyes in surprise. Great big mice appeared from the shadows and began to scurry across the room. Oh my goodness, do you see the mice? And the big tree? Was she dreaming? Whoa. With the rumble and a shake, the tree began to grow before her eyes. The lights were flashing brightly as it rose higher and higher. Marie had never seen anything so big. Whoa, look at that big Christmas tree. Then Fritz, toy soldier, sprang to life. They marched into battle, the mice. The mice were led by the fierce and terrible Mouse King, who wore a shiny crown on his head. Then the Nutcracker himself came to life, growing until he was the size of Marie. His bed, now huge, sprung around and around. The Nutcracker leaped out of bed to lead the battle against the mice. The Mouse King towered over the Nutcracker, taunting him, when a quick-thinking Marie threw her slippers and it landed on the king's head. Ah! He turned to look around and the Nutcracker toppled him over. The Nutcracker triumphantly claimed the Mouse King's crown in victory. Yay! In that very moment, the ancient spell that had been cast on the Nutcracker was broken. He transformed into a handsome prince who looked very much like Drosselmeyer's nephew. The prince gallantly placed the crown on top of Marie's head and led her by the hand into the starry night, beyond her house and deep into the forest toward the Christmas star. The snow began to fall and the glistening flakes began to dance. Do you see this? Do you see the star up there? Oh. The prince took Marie on a fantastic journey. They boarded a cozy walnut boat and sailed into the night, soon landing in an enchanted kingdom called the Land of Sweets. Ooh, that sounds good. The Land of Sweets was a magical place filled with candy, dripping and icing, and magnificent, delicious colors as far as the eye could see. News of their arrival traveled fast, and Marie and the prince were greeted by the Sugar Plum Fairy, who reigned over the land. She welcomed them with a curtsy and waved of her sparkly wand. A host of delights from her kingdom appeared before them. Wow, wouldn't that be cool? The prince told the story of their great battle with the Mouse King. "Oh, you are both very brave," the Sugar Plum Fairy said. Then she invited them to celebrate by settling into magnificent candy throne with big bowls of chocolate, cake, and ice cream set before them. The Sugar Plum Fairy summoned everyone in the Land of Sweets to dance for the prince and Marie in honor of their victory. Wow, they're having a big celebration. First, there was a delightful dance of spicy Spanish hot chocolate, hurled by the call of trumpets and snapping fingers. Next, the mysterious Arabian coffee dance that ended with the tinkling of tiny cymbals, giving away the explosive leaps and turns of Chinese tea. Whoa, look at these leaps. All these beautiful dancers. The jumping candy canes emerged next, leaping high into the air, dancing through hoops. Oh my goodness, they're going through the hoops. What could come after the candy canes? Marzipan shepherd dresses stepped out, tiptoeing decadently while playing their flutes. Oh, so pretty up on their toes. The biggest surprise of all was the gigantic Mother Ginger, who swaggered before them. All of a sudden, 8 tiny clowns called sprang from beneath her skirt and danced to the rhythm of her tambourines. As Mother Ginger scooted her children off, a garden of flowers appeared. Amid the blooms was the shimmering dewdrop fairy. And with each step, she brought every single petal to life in the blooming swirls of pink. Oh, how beautiful. Finally, the regal sugar plum fairy returned with her noble cavalier. They floated gracefully about, and then she spun faster and faster before the leaping into his arms. It was all so deliciously marvelous. With another wave of her wand, the sugar plum fairy summoned her whole kingdom for a joyous farewell celebration. Oh, that looks like fun, doesn't it? They're dancing. As much as they wanted to stay, it was time for Marie and the prince to leave the land of the sweets and return to their families. As the lovely soft snow continued to fall, they climbed into a beautiful sleigh pulled by magical reindeer. Marie and the prince turned to wave goodbye to their new friends as they rose higher and higher into the sky, away from their sweet celebration and into the starry night. Thank you, friends. It's been so much fun reading to you today. I hope you enjoyed the Nutcracker as much as I did. Can you use your imaginations to go to the land of sweets and dance and have fun? I hope so. Bye.